to other stages. So.
I do think FD is actually shovel mining, which is the best for them because it doesn't waste their durability for hitting people. But an immediate, we were talking about the Trappler. That's the Trappler right there because he starts off the set, dashes back in the corner, drops a TNT, and builds a contraption.
I'm telling you, bro, Sonix just woke up in the cave, got to figure something out. He wants to win this set. Okay. And I like the block placements, because, you know, obviously different Steves do different block placements on the ground. I feel like Syrup is one of those guys that just puts up an obstacle course.
Yeah, I know we are in Canada, but definitely going to be watching a little bit of American Ninja Warrior throughout this set, because Sonic, he's got some tools, like we see that down tilt and the F tilt, but as demonstrated right there, they're not that good at breaking blocks as compared to, you know, something like a landing nair on a big character like Rob. So taking out those walls takes time and commitment, and while Sonic, the fast character, can uncommit pretty easily, if he gets caught in that committal moment when he's breaking the block, it can be very bad for them. But luckily for Sonix there, does low profile the walking up tilt, and so gets a little bit more damage on the board. Yeah,
and we saw this in the Onin Sonic set where, like, wherever Onin put down some blocks, of course, it stops Sonic running, right? And that stops his speed. And if you want to keep him stationary, he has to opt for these down tilts, or, like you hear him from the crowd, these ha's every time. You're going to see how he's going to get past the obstacle course time and time again.
Yeah, that, or he has to go high and work around the platforms. And while spinning through the platform, Sonic, one of the better characters at making a movement through that. Ooh, very nearly connects the nair into the back air, but he's still becoming vulnerable. The notorious sticky platforms in Smash Ultimate. If you get caught the wrong way up on one of them, it could all be over. Very nearly went all over for Syrup there, but able to get back down to the stage and has plenty of iron in the pocket. So he's going to be able to make it back through quite a bit of punishment. Minecart straight into the ledge there.
Love the jab one just to check him, see where you're going to go next.
Yeah, I think Sonix does that particularly often, and I think he got that from Wrath.
Right.
Or maybe Wrath got that from him. I'm not entirely sure. But you'll never see jab 2 from them. They're just trying to, like, force you to panic, roll, so they can react.
And I get why.
Can't react to a pickaxe to the face. I mean, maybe you can, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and I was going to say, not much you can do about it. Your options are kind of limited, especially against that. Okay, just get him put on the platform, see where you're going to go on the ledge. Spamming the up tilts whenever he can. Don't get near me. It's a no-fun zone.
No fun for anybody, as we are able to even this up to 2-2. Like, as soon as Syrup starts having fun, Sonix cuts that off with alacrity. Syrup then does the same right back.
Yeah, off the charge homing attack for zero reason from Sonix, and letting the smashes fly.
I think Sonix has been traumatized by his own homing attack. So I unless it's like absolutely guaranteed.
And I haven't seen that home attack off stage yet. Maybe he's learned. Maybe that break does something good.
Yeah, the brain has been rewired. It's definitely wired for these up air, back airs. That's like the 3rd straight one that we've seen him connect with.
That's
and he's built up a whole big lead here. Syrup might even not be able to get back to the stage. He just barely bobs and weaves around Sonix's ledge guard attempt.
I was going to say, yeah, they were looping, okay? Parries the up air, doesn't get too much from it. That move is quite ambiguous on where you're going to land. The up tilt into the back end with the diamond. Oh my god, your stock eviscerated.
Sonix cooked him for a solid 30 seconds to a minute, and then Syrup got his one opening, and it's what we talked about. Once one person starts having fun, the hall monitor comes through, says slow it down.
Oh man, yeah, you guys
cut that out.
Sets up the safety net as well, of course, with those blocks. They're going to live for a long time.
Are you doing what you're supposed to be right now?
Can I see your hall pass?
Sonic definitely doesn't have one. I think no teacher would give him one.
He's too fast.
He's a troublemaker.
He's in the ladder there, just like, you know, straight away. Okay, keeps the last stock apiece now for this first game, and Syrup doing a good job of just keeping Sonix away. But of course, with that stock lead gone, it's all back to squares.
Not quite all square, though. It's more rectangular, as Syrup has been able to build that 43% onto Sonix. Now 56 with the dash attack into the corner. And look at how many resources are in that bar. Fabs, but he doesn't need any of them. He just needs enough to build that ladder up. Another gold set of tools crafted up as well, and this is looking grim for the Blue Blur.
Yeah, of course, with those faster aerials as well, and faster normals in general, but the minecart is all it takes. Sonic still survives, though.
Yeah, center stage, no rage from Syrup either, down on 2.9%. Sonix, though, he's still not happy about the situation that has arose as a result. Syrup got so much more iron that he's even willing to build walls with it.
Okay, yep, he's going into the Cola mode right now. Doesn't even need it though. Okay, yeah, builds it over and puts the anvil down, and now Sonix is in a trap of his own. So he switches back on the other side.
the House of Pain. Pain and torment is all that you get to experience inside of here, but he does get the grab, and a huge opportunity for an advantage state doesn't go by the wayside. He is able to get that one extra hit in, but now it's right back to neutral, and this is where stray hit kill power goes all Steve's way. He's going to throw out 1.2 billion approximately back airs, and when one hits, the game goes his way.
Absolutely, yeah, you called it out just in time as well. Yeah, you can see as soon as they got back to a neutral in that scramble situation, Syrup was like, you know what, I can just back off and back air all day. It's up to you to approach me. And Sonix makes one mistake, bam, in your face. And Syrup taking that first game. Crucial one too, I would add.
The Akola special, and it's special for a reason because it works so often. Syrup now with the opportunity to ban 3 stages, gonna take out Town and City Kalos, so 2 of the biggest lengthwise stages in our list, doesn't want to give Sonix room to work with, and then also banning FD because he knows about the coin box sets. He's played a couple of those coin box sets. He knows what Sonix does on FD to those Steve players.
Yeah, like you said before, Sonix is absolutely relentless against these Steves, knows what they want, knows how to kind of abuse it when they can. And yep, sets up the Sonic music. You know what we going on. It's time. Oh, yeah.
And that does tell us, I didn't quite see exactly which stage he picked, but it's going to be one of Battlefield or Small Battlefield with the ability to pick this music. And I think if I had to guess, it'll be Battlefield. Or Small Battlefield, rather.
I was going to say, I think they would rather Small Battlefield now. Battlefield kind of working out in some favor more, but yeah.
And that Small Battlefield is indeed the choice for Sonix. Really nice up tilt on the TNT, just that tiny bit of matchup knowledge. Breaking the pressure plate, still getting hit by the TNT anyway, after all that.
Damn. Even with the pressure plate, getting rid of it, just doesn't do too much with it, and okay.
It'll still blow up eventually.
Are you landing though? Yep, sets up the block straight into the corner, just so he can get some different resources for the materials as well. Sonic's taking his time now, kind of understanding, you know what, I don't want to go rush in. I don't worry, I'll take an up tilt, I'll take a bunch of damage, so.
And I think, well, speaking of which, Babstradamus coming through in full force, but I think that's a big difference maker in between these two characters and how they play these two matchups.
Yeah.
Is ambiguity, I guess is the way that I would put it.
Absolutely.
You always know what Steve is looking for. It's highly telegraphed. You usually can call it out from a mile away, where Sonix, if he wants to be successful in the matchup, has to always keep not just us, but Syrup guessing.
Yeah, it's not exactly about what Steve is going to surprise you, because you know what's coming. You know the minecart, the anvil, how you land in the straight.
It's the timing.
Exactly, it's the timing mix-ups of how what's going on. It's up to kind of Sonix to kind of understand that, see if he can get around the obstacles we keep going on about.
I love the crowd.
Oh yeah, they've been involved.
Sonix. Another one, another block down, but he would much rather that fist connect with Syrup instead of just the blocks.
Yeah, it seems to be switching between down tilts and air smash for that correct descent to get rid of the blocks in time, which is pretty interesting.
Syrup now out of the percent range where Sonix is going to be able to combo easily off of those spin dashes as well. So now you see him looking for those spin charges on Shield, the multi-hit instead, so that he can try and catch Syrup in the blender, but it's instead him popped up, served out on a platter.
Yeah, I think he's doing spin charge into the upbeat just to kind of maybe get a shield poke as well. You can see Syrup kind of angling the shield as well, but oh my god, surviving somehow.
He ran away at full tilt there, out of dodge, away from that minecart. It's City Escape. It's like the cars on the...
Yeah. Okay, just the one jab again from Syrup side this time.
Any hit here, though, from Syrup will be disastrous for Sonix. Sonix trying to get that spring ride, catches Syrup on his way back into center stage, right underneath that right side platform, connects with a back air, and closes out the stock. But once Syrup spawns back in, that Angel platform invincibility, it's an investment, and it pays dividends because he gets those diamonds right after.
You can see Syrup just needs that one combo start to just get 1,000,000,000%. Here we go, avoids the minecart right there, jumps away.
Sonix, once again, like we talked about, putting that ambiguity into his movement and trying to make sure that Syrup can't pin him down. But with all these blocks in the way, it suddenly becomes a whole lot harder not just to move away, but even to kill Syrup or pick him up into these combos, because you have that extra element of bouncing off the backboard and then getting caught by like a back air or something along those lines.
No, for sure. Okay, kicking down the blocks. I like the slow minecart to kind of upset the rhythm of Sonix running on the ground. forces him into the air, but it doesn't matter though. Still gets a little bit of pressure, keeping Syrup on that ledge. Where you going? Goes for the fast minecart this time, but Sonix is ready. Just has to land and go away and reset the situation, tell another story.
And it's been a solid minute, I think, at this point, since we've had any meaningful hit connect. It's been like a jab one, and not much else. We hit almost the 3-minute mark on the overall timer, and Syrup recognizing that even though he doesn't have an actual % lead here, he's down by 21. Anything could happen if he tries to get aggressive with Sonix like this.
Okay.
He tried for a dash attack in, and Sonix was able to pick him up for a whole bunch more damage.
Oh, he tried to air dodge down to mix him up, but Syrup was actually ready. Didn't get too much of it from the SDI from Sonix, kind of escaping that combo from the jabs, gets an up air of his own. Now you're in the air. Forced to use the angle, but Sonix doesn't even punish, just goes away, lets him have stage control. Says, you know what? You got it, my friend.
He's, all right, whatever. I know what your option to get back down from up above is going to be, because it's always going to be that anvil as long as you have iron in the pocket.
Okay. Both these guys taking their time. They don't want to overextend and lose the stock. That's how explosive both these guys are. There's the Nair, the lingering one. But the anvil is going to get out of the way. But that lingering back here from Sonix, pushing Syrup to the left side. Can we get something, though?
I do want to call out a really smart defensive option from Syrup just a little bit ago.
Sure.
Where he was recognizing that Sonix was spin dashing right towards him while he had no block coverage to protect him. And so he just popped a short hop air dodge, an option that Sonix knows a little too well. The directional air dodge, on the other hand, getting him back to ledge, but only barely.
Saving his bacon for sure, man. How you getting back to ledge, though? Sonix asking the question. Syrup might have the answer.
He has no iron, he does have gold, he does have diamond, but those two, they're kind of useless in that situation. Syrup, though, he's anything but.
Okay, diamond in the back, it's a cola mode now, you see that, okay? A little bit of losing, we go straight back to defensive mode. Get the back as well, no jumping allowed. This is a no fun zone, no air zone either. Sonix suffering on his last stop now.
And of course, the suffering multiplied tenfold by full rage. You know, Sonix did so much work to get Syrup all the way up to 180%, but that just made the back air hit all the harder. The F-tilt hits hard enough, though, and Sonix is able to bring us to a 0-0 last stock scenario and started off strong.
Okay, double forward edge for the percent. You can see Syrup looking for up airs, up tilts as well, something, just to put him in the air, just wants that combo advantage. Sonic's not giving it to him, though.
A smaller thing in the matchup as well, Sonic, one of the few characters in the game with a frame 2 air dodge.
Yep.
A lot of other characters would have been hurt much worse by that combo that Syrup set up.
Okay, he sets up the wood safety net just for the, combo ability, but still Sonic doesn't give it to him yet again. The minecart getting avoided.
Ooh, and the spin charge, once Syrup tries to recraft his tools, I don't think he was successful in doing it, and those butter tools are starting to melt.
Absolutely.
Another powered minecart, another control of center stage picked up for Syrup. Crafts up onto the diamonds.
Avoids the minecart,
30
avoids the
seconds.
7,000 up airs as well, and Sonic's doing a good job. The crowd wants a timeout, they need it.
And it's looking like that's probably the way this game will go down unless Syrup can make magic happen. Sonix with a 60% lead. In most situations, that should be enough. And it just keeps building now, 10 seconds, and it becomes almost impossible as the blue blur will not be pinned down by Steve. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just like that, our set becomes 1-1.
Yeah, honestly, I was getting a little bit scared because I think that, Steve as a character, everyone's seen it before, man. With the diamond aerials on point, you take one up air into the blast zone and, you take a million out of that. They could have got the percent and built that back up, but of course, Sonic's doing a good job evading anything Syrup was putting out. So, good on him to recognize that. 1-1 now, guys. We're in it for the long haul.
We are in it for the long haul indeed. This set will go the distance, and I think it probably couldn't have done any other way.
Sure.
Sonic's now carefully considering these bans, has yet to hit his first one. It's his first opportunity to ban in this set. Hollow Bastion goes first, followed quickly by Town and then Battlefield. Now, interestingly, both of them have banned Town in their ban phases.
Interesting.
So, I wonder, there could be some form of mind game here coming through from them of I'm gonna ban Town so he thinks that I don't want it, then he'll leave it unbanned and whatever.
I could understand that.
The end result, we're not going Town.
I think they're both just scared of killing each other off the side, honestly. I think,
or getting killed.
Yeah,
rather.
exactly, yeah, getting killed off the side. I think this seems too scary for both these players. You know what? Let's just get them both on.
And yeah, didn't expect it to go any other way despite the game loss. It was down to the wire. Syrup not going to bring out the nest. It's not going to grace our presence as we run it straight back. But interestingly, on Syrup's counter pick,
interesting,
he allows Sonix to keep listening to City Escape.
He said, you know, I like the song too, man. I'll bop my head as well. Even production sing along with us as well. So, of course, I think everyone's involved. But we'll see. Sets up the TNT yet again. Both of them blowing up. But Sonix taking this a little less damage. And again, actually goes back on the reverse with a spin just to chase him down. But Syrup said, you know what? It's my advantage still.
And it's always hard to tell, you know, the red light, green light game becomes so difficult to discern in this matchup. Whose turn is it? I don't know, but it might be Sonix's here as he gets the spiking hitbox of the down air, and I think that's our world record speed run for any stock in this set.
I'm pretty sure Sonix has labbed that setup many times in his stream. His stream viewers will know that for sure. That felt good for him for sure, but okay, Sonix taking an early lead. Fast stock, just like last said. Can you continue? You see Syrup looking a little bit desperate with the down smash, hoping that the charge one would catch him off guard. Sonix saying, you know what? No, you got to work a little bit harder if you want to take mine back.
And I think actually speaking of Sonix's stream for like the last 3 or 4 straight weeks, all he's been doing is grinding with different Steves, and it is paying off as he reacts to the neutral get up animation with an F smash, covers it all, and very nearly gets the stock. What? He just waits out Syrup. He knew that the nair back air wasn't true in that spot, and so was trying to bait a reaction from his opponent, but Syrup sits back, observes. Not everything needs a reaction.
Good patience from both these players, man. That was crazy recognition from both of them. Insane. Goes high above the ledge. Okay, I see you.
Ooh, and I was going to point out Syrup's empty resource bar. He had a lack of it, but then that one F smash comes through for him, and it comes through huge. It allows him to build that up, but that's twice in a row that Syrup got antsy, canceled the crafting animation, and walked away with nothing new.
Sometimes you just have to keep it fresh. Okay, goes for the grab, grabs nothing but air, and gets a gold F smash to the face.
Sonix has done so much good work over these 2 minutes. If he doesn't get this stock here, Syrup could turn this all around, and that does make me slightly worried, but Sonix alleviating those worries, saying there's no reason to stress.
Okay. Got Diamond now, put his hands in the cookie jar, popped out with a nice Diamond aerial coming your way. Sonix has to do a good job if he wants to avoid it. Just trying to whittle down the shield. I like that, going from coast to coast, why not?
Ooh, and the run-up, up air. A new tool in the arsenal that Sonix hasn't been making much use of, but he's unable to follow it up as excellently as it got started. He only gets 40, and Syrup gets a whole lot more. He's trying to shrink the deficit.
And that was really good, actually, from Sonix, mixing up the DI on the first and second loops with those fair dunks, keeping Syrup guessing, actually rolling out when Syrup expected to roll in, just to make sure Syrup, you know what, I'll keep it ambiguous.
Ambiguous, I think, has been the word of this set from both of us because it's such a key factor in this volatile matchup. But there's nothing ambiguous about whether or not that Diamond F smash will kill in the corner. I think it would have killed 70% ago.
For sure, and he actually caught Sonix trying to run out, maybe just trying to do something from the air. And so it's like, you know, where are you going, boy? Come back here. I've got a nice F smash for you. Even stocks with the percent looking a little bit different. Syrup in a little bit of trouble right now, not looking too sweet himself.
Spring Ride pops him out, forces him to rinse, repeat. Nair just barely missing out, punishing the invincibility from neutral get up. So the boy is able to get back up safely. But the safety never lasts against Sonix. He's so aggressive in this situation once he smells blood in the water. Ooh, but he's unable to close it out in that instant.
Yeah, for sure. And actually having 2 opportunities to edgeguard Syrup. Didn't get rid of the Minecraft table in between. That's actually keeps him going. Keeps his resources as well. You can see Syrup taking his time on the way back down. I like the up air after shield just to clip him, and he tries to go high with the up B. Sonix gets good coverage, and now he's stuck in the minecart. No confirmed. Just gets the boots out and takes it 2-1. Syrup needs that 15th set sooner or later. It might not be coming home last.
And the shimmy and shake from Sonix at the end there, just the slight dash back. The wind of Syrup's aerial graced the back of Sonic's head, but look how close he gets here. In this slow-mo, he gets picked up by the minecart, gets back down onto the ground. Oh, and look at that. The dash back F-tilt. Genius from Sonix. Closes out the set.
We got spacing.
It almost touched the quills, almost gave him a haircut.
We got whiff punishment.
Hang on, let's see how close this was. We've got like, that's like, damn. Not much.
Not much at all. Big boots coming out, no Ha available, no needed either. You see Sonix taking it 2-1 at the moment. Syrup, it's his chance now.
But some chances, they go by the wayside, and Sonix seems to have warmed to this set. Game number 4, starting the exact same way as game number 1.
Yep.
Sorry, game number 2 and game number 3, with that immediate center stage TNT.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You see Sonix is like ready for the counter every time with the up tilt on the
Syrup has a
bait,
book
right?
opening. He's studied this one. He knows the lines.
Just another sword trap that Sonix has to deal with. What's the answer this time? Okay, yeah, runs in. Recognizes Syrup actually wanted to run out to try and build something. Sonix was right there on his tail to catch him with that run speed.
And I really do think that what we talked about at the start of the set of Sonix needing some time to warm into this after coming off that set versus Annen, and whatever Steve he probably kidnapped to go warm up in the VIP room in between those 2 sets. He just needed some time to adjust to Syrup to get to his tempo, and ever since then, he's kind of just had his number. Only a slight lead as we cross the 1-minute mark, but it still has been Sonix dictating the pace of this game.
Okay, yeah, so it's the 2 blocks in your way. But that's what the staircase kind of setup I like to call, just to make sure you can, if you want to go over me, you have to go a little bit around it, so good option from Syrup.
Something else too, I think I can probably count on one hand the number of times that Syrup has connected with Minecart. Now, those connections have been devastating for Sonix, so when they do hit, they do hit.
Yep.
But Sonix playing the avoidance game to perfection,
Oh
and he also plays the ledge trap, edge guard, whatever you'd like to call it. He's got it.
How are you supposed to get past that? Sonic's kind of ready for that situation from both sides. Another kind of labbed out setup, it seems. And it feels like you said before, Sonix just finds another Steve in the building, kidnaps him, and says, "You know what? We're practicing right now."
And something that I was thinking about this during the last game, but didn't really have time to put it to paper. Sonix, most of the time, has been opting for ledge trap instead of edge guard against Syrup here. He's opting for the more surefire opportunities, but when he reacts and recognizes that Syrup is in the zone, like that's a different kind of zone, Sonix will go out there and get him, but Syrup, no stranger to doing the same, he ladders Sonix up with those blocks and brings us to even stock.
It does feel like Sonix is like, you know what, the mentality is if it's not guaranteed to be killed off stage, I'll just stay on stage because I don't want to get reversed by Steve from back on the left, right?
Oh, but
finally!
That crafting table extends the hitbox on the Ha, allowing Sonix to get that stock off on what would have otherwise been an invincible Steve. Ooh, and look at this, getting a little custom with it. The up tilt sets up beautifully for the aerial, but he's unable to close it in style. The set continues, at least for a moment.
Too much dip on your chip for real. You can see Syrup trying to get something started on that left side. Goes for the minecart. Up B, okay. With the up B, should I say. Looking for the up smash finisher, but still gets a fair dunk. But Sonic's recovery was still making it back. That boy inevitable.
Burnt his entire resource meter on that. It wasn't worth it, but it was very nearly the kill he needed to get himself back into the game. But instead, it's Sonix gracing winner's side grands with his presence as he will await his next competitor, his next challenger from the loser.
Was that Supergirl Kels just running around?
That absolutely was Supergirl Kels.
I see us spin that bro. Dope. Either way, we see Sonix. Now 15-0 on up, by the way, guys.
15-0, that lifetime game count has crossed 10 games for Syrup, though.
I love it.
It has now hit 41-10, as Kels is nothing but elated with her favorite player going on to winner's side.
I get it. I'm with it.
What a set.
Yeah, honestly, what a set, man. I feel like, these sets, they might not exactly be the fastest, but there's a lot to unpack.
Exactly.
Right?
There's so much minutia that goes into a volatile matchup like that, especially with two powerhouses of creativity piloting those characters.